Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to do a video. It's a bit different than something I've done in the past, and I want to go over all of the attributes and whatnot that I think that are important for each position in the game. I did this a little bit earlier on in the year, but I kind of want to break it down a little bit further. I did this on stream about a month ago, and it was just a really good discussion. So in case you can't get your question read by me, or you're trying to make your own lineup decisions, because I think that as you go on and you're watching my content, my goal is that you guys are, able to just go in through the auction house and know who you want to pick. I think that's like the main goal of my channel, is to try and get you guys knowledgeable enough in Hockey Ultimate Team where you don't necessarily need to make sure you get your question answered by me, but obviously you'd want to, and I love answering them. It's just there isn't enough time in the day for me to answer them all. So that's what today's video is going to be about. I'm going to try and see if I can't, go over some of the different stat attributes that I don't think are very important for certain positions and ones that are super important. So let's get into today's video. The one thing I do want to want to state though, guys, is that it's going to depend on who you play and what you play. I pretty much don't play squad battles anymore. I'm only playing high Division 2 and Hut Champs, so it's just a grind every single time. But if you're in the lower divisions and you're just figuring out the game, maybe Division 4 and under, you're still trying to get that solid base so that you can make those jumps into the higher divisions. I think that this is where you could definitely make some really significant improvements, because just having certain cards that are powerful in certain areas really does go a long way when you're playing against the lower divisions. All right, guys, let's get into the video. All right, so here is the God Squad on my PlayStation. So basically, again, this is full money spent. No obviously not a free-to-play team here. And I'll tell you guys why and what I look for when it comes to all positions. And I also want to talk a little bit about synergies as well, because I do think they play they play a heavy factor in this game, especially for free-to-play guys, because you need to know, what makes a card better than others. So just to go over what I've got right now, I've got Spark Distributor, Howitzer, and Speedster activated, and I need one more to Swarm to get Swarm activated. I'm going to lose Besser for Line A just to have it activated. Not that I recommend that, and I think that that's a big jump. I really like Besser. It's just I really want to have all three of those synergies activated just for the content. So let's take a look at a winger card. All right, so right or left doesn't really matter. This is, and forever remaining the rest of the game, will be the best winger card in the game, guys. As long as he keeps getting his upgrades, so he'll get his 88, and then he'll get his Silver Master item, which will end up being 95 or 96, and then he'll probably get a 98 or a 99. I'm not sure if any card outside of Mario or Gretzky will get 99, but he'll probably get 98. So my bet is that he goes up to 93 or 94 and then goes to 98 when he gets the Gold Master item. But this is it. So let's pretend you don't have any synergies on. So you don't have Distributor and you don't have Spark on. I mean, even still, he's got high-end speed. It's the wrist shot. So when you're looking at wingers in NHL 21, the two most important stats that you are looking for is speed and then his wrist shot, so power and accuracy. In my opinion, I think accuracy is more important for wingers, and the reason being is when you're coming down the wing, you're going to have offhandedness wingers usually, that cut into the middle and then sniping short side. That's the main goal that you were going to score with your winger, outside of cycling the puck and waiting for a one-timer, backdoor, all that kind of stuff. So let's just pretend you're going down. Your winger's first move is to cut into the middle and try and get a shot, either far side or short side, doesn't matter. But it is going to be his wrist shot that is going to dictate that. After that, guys, so speed is 100% the most important, especially in NHL 21. It's no longer just whoever's biggest because everyone's got the same speed. There is a significant difference, especially when players aren't good at turning around with their defenseman because they get flat-footed, and then it's a GG, basically. So with Guy Lafleur specifically, he's got a perfect wrist shot, and he's got a fantastic speed stat. When you activate everything on this card, look at him. It's almost perfect, and that's his bronze card. That is why he is so important to grab. The problem is that he's not guaranteed. I still recommend getting Mario and Gretzky before him, but before trying to get Lafleur, because it's just so expensive, and if you don't have those cards, at least they're guaranteed. But outside of that, this is a great card. This is the prototype, what you want to look for in a winger card. 6 foot is, again, anything under is, he gets a little bit more to be a liability in the defensive zone, but wingers defensively aren't super important because their job is to defend the defenseman up top, and that's just not a ton of, that's not the high quality scoring chances that you're looking to defend. It's, down low and whatnot. So keep that in mind. But yeah, so speed and then wrist shot accuracy and power. And then after that, what I look for, acceleration is always going to be important, but then I love agility and deking and puck control. And the reason for it is when you're using your wingers, they're going to be your main source to drive down the wing and get into the zone. Being able to do half spins and cuts into the middle and whatnot is super important, and being able to weave in and out down low into the zone. Agility and puck control and deking are what is going to be able to dictate that. And again, Guy Lafleur is just a perfect example of a perfect winger. All right, so now let's move on to centerman. Okay, so centerman, a little bit different. Speed, not nearly as important as wingers, and the reason being is you're not really going to break out flying down the wing with a center typically. If you do, then that means that someone's out of position or there was kind of just a cluster mess in your defensive zone, but that's fine. So it's not like speed isn't important. It is still very important. So when it comes to centerman, obviously the first stat you want to look at is faceoffs, because if they don't have a good faceoff rating, you can't put them at center. Now, I've said this in a few videos, but I just want to reiterate how faceoffs work. If you do the counter to someone that has a face-off rating that is 12 points or lower than yours. Bad example. So if you have 99 face-offs, anyone that's got 87 and below, 86 and below, you could literally do the wrong counter and still win the draw. So face-offs do play a big part, and also it comes into play when you do the same face-off move. So let's say you both tie up, the higher face-off rating comes into play. So it's an extremely important stat because that dictates puck possession right off the face-off. So face-off's always going to be the most important stat for a centerman, because if they don't have a good face-off stop, they're a winger. So let's take Sean Couturier, for example, 93 face-off. The next thing that you want to look for in a centerman, in my opinion, is size. So anything over 6'2" is pretty elite. Like, that's a very, very good size centerman. And the reason being is that in the defensive zone, they are extremely important. Your centermen are the ones that are going to be defending the slot, or depending on how you play defense, they're the ones attacking the puck carrier down low. It all depends on how you play defense. More often than not, they're going to be in the slot, and you need to be able to bump guys off the puck when they get into the high danger areas. And the bigger they are, the better that they will be able to do that with. High body checking stat also helps, which Couturier has. Then after that, it gets a little bit different. Again, I like stick checking defensive awareness on my centerman, because again, they're going to be defending the biggest and the highest probability of scoring areas in the game. So stick checking, again, just to give you guys a reiteration of what stick checking does. The higher the stick checking stat, the faster that when you hit R1, the faster your stick will actually go towards the puck. The higher the stick checking higher the stick checking stat also determines the accuracy of the poke. So when you hit R1 and you don't touch the stick, like you're not using a defensive skill stick, you just tap R1, the stick will actually go to where the puck is, okay, or the puck is going to go. All right, so when you do that and you don't touch the defensive skill stick, the higher the stick checking rating, you'll be able to actually do it quickly. The poke will come out very fast, as well as very accurate. So it is very important on defense. Then after that, in terms of shot, I think slap shot honestly is the one I look for when it comes to center. It doesn't really matter. Wrist shot as well, because again, you're getting really nitpicky, but having a decent shot as well, in my opinion, is third, because again, if you get a centerman wide open in the slot with a one-timer, he's probably going to score that goal no matter what his shooting stat is, and I just would rather have him play very well defensively, because again, that's where he's going to make his mark on the game. Okay, so now on to the back end, and defense is a little bit different. So in NHL 21, speed is the most important stat again. Last year, it was size. Speed did not really impact you all that much because everyone was fast, just kind of like wingers were. Size is, speed is still the most important now in NHL 21 because of all of the wingers and everyone using guys like Guy Lafleur to just beeline down the wing. If you don't have a fast defenseman, you're not going to be able to keep up, and you're just going to give up 2-on-1s, and we all know how just damn near impossible it is to cover a backdoor 2-on-1. So speed is the stat that you want to look for the most. It is the most important, regardless of size. So speed is the most important. After that, it is then size, because size will dictate the ability to bump guys off the puck, like I said earlier, and that is super important because they are the ones that are going to be down on the corner boards trying to defend, the guys that are cycling the puck. So when they start setting up a cycle and they're moving around your zone, being able to bump guys off the puck is of utmost importance. So if you have someone that's 5'10" and he's trying to bump Mario Lemieux off the puck, he is going to have a heck of a time trying to do it. He's going to need speed to bump him off the puck. However, Aaron Ekblad, if you just smash up on the right stick near any player, he's 6'4", he's got 95 body checking, you'll get that stumble animation to be able to get the puck back. That is why these kind of cards are so elite. So just keep that in mind. I think that speed is the most important still. So when you're building a free-to-play team, guys with speedster are king, in my opinion, lower on in the lower division or lower teams. But then it is size. After size, again, stick checking and defensive awareness, the most important, just because defensive awareness dictates your ability to intercept the pass. Here's the thing. I don't know if that comes into effect when you are manually controlling the defense. I've almost gotten to the point where I don't touch my defenseman if there is a cycle going on. And I'm not saying skill zone because you should be playing your 3 forward positions. I'm saying I don't touch my defenseman because I can never get an actual animation where they'll move their stick unless the stick is in the perfect spot to intercept a passing lane, which is almost damn near impossible. It just doesn't intercept for me. So I've seen a lot of other top-end players say the same thing, so they just avoid touching. A lot of them will just avoid touching their defenseman in a situation where the guy is cycling in the corner and you know what he's doing. He's just trying to force it backdoor. And in those situations, I'd much rather play my centerman or a forward trying to actually get the puck back. So defensive awareness is extremely important because it is what helps intercept passes, stick checking. I just explained that. Now, after that, for defensemen, slapshot power is what I'd find to be the most important shooting stat on a defenseman because having a good slapshot accuracy is great, but the puck needs to get there quick enough for it to actually go in. So having a high slapshot power is what I would consider the next most important stat, followed by shot accuracy. If you can get a really high shot accuracy card, that obviously is going to help you because you'll be able to hit the net. But if you aim low far side, I'm really having a good time with it. I've also said this on stream as well as in other videos that wrist shot from the point, if you aim it far enough and go low blocker side or low glove side, depending on the side you're coming in from, it goes in quite a bit as well. So I'm finding a lot more success with wrist shots as well. But if they have a high slap shot power, the wrist shot power is usually high as well. So that is defenseman. And then lastly, for goaltenders, it's a lot different than it was in prior years. It was whoever's biggest was pretty much the king in net. They did a significant amount of changes in terms of that this year, and I think they really did a good job. So if you guys don't know what happened with goaltenders this year, the taller they are, the lower the cap on some of their stats. So I believe it's speed, rebound control, shot recovery, I think 5-hole, and positioning. So Ben Bishop, for example, is capped at 78 in all those stats. Now, once we get up into higher shooting totals, that's really going to impact his game. So I think that as the game goes on, Ben Bishop will get worse and worse, and those gigantic cards they'll fall off. So I think anyone in that 6 foot to 6'3", 6'4" range is kind of the sweet spot. Now, what else you're looking for? The main thing is synergies. If you are someone who's trying to activate distributor, your goaltender has to have distributor. Like that is where the conversation starts. So if you don't have any distributor and you don't care about team-based synergies, then it's a little bit different. This is how you should rank them in terms of stats and what you want to look for. First of all, size. So in between 6 foot and 6'4", in my opinion. Right now, the giant guys still have a place, so the Ben Bishop and whatnot still works. But again, as the shooting stats go up, I think that he's going to get a lot worse. After that, glove high is extremely important. So glove high, the higher the glove high stat, the faster frame by frame he will move his glove to make a save. It does impact the game, guys. Stats actually matter on a goaltender. After that, aggression is what I look for next. Aggression is a personality trait, essentially. So the higher the aggression stat, the further they come out to challenge the puck. The problem is that on one-timers, the farther you're out, the easier it is for them to score because you're not really in your crease moving left and right. You can't get over as fast. With someone who has low aggression, they sit further back in their net. They have a much easier time defending the backdoor one-timer or just a slot one-timer. Now, I have to say, no matter what, if you give up a good enough shot, it's probably going to go in no matter what. But a lower aggression goalie will help stop that. The one thing you need to watch out for, and why a low aggression goalie with low glove high stat is so not good, is because you can get picked apart top corner because he's so far back in his net, he's not challenging the angle, and he has a low glove high, you'll get absolutely ripped apart. After that, positioning is super important, as well as shot recovery. Again, getting those like huge saves and then him getting up to make another one. The way I really rank goaltenders, guys, is how many times do they make a save in which I'm like, wow, that should have gone in. And the more they do that, if they do that more, then wow, man, you got to have that. That's basically how I rank goaltenders, guys. Defense is 90% of how well a goaltender is going to play. And you know what I mean? Like, for example, if you take a look at my stats, I don't play squad battles basically anymore on this team. This Rito Berra gave me 31 games in 2000 CR Division 2 and Hut Champs. And there just isn't going to be a lot of shots that are of the low quality. So I might only give up 9 shots in a game, but 5 of them might be perfect backdoor tic-tac-toes that end up in the net. So that's why I don't really pay attention to goaltender stats this year. Last year, they actually were a lot better just across the board. I feel like anything under 8,800 was kind of surprising. But regardless, I don't really pay attention to stats all that much on goaltenders. You will have a feel. Like, personally, I think that it is just like a placebo. Like, if you think a goaltender is going to play well for you, then he's going to play well for you. But so it's synergies, in my opinion, for goaltenders. And then after that, glove high, then aggression. And then there's a few other stats to look at. But those are the 3 or 4 main ones that you want to take a look at. All right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you think of the comments section down below. If you guys like these kind of videos or breakdown stats, let me know. I can do more. I can also, speak to the developers if there's any questions that you want answered. But thank you guys again for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time.